Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You are knowing what you are wanting? Yes. We are as well. It is our desire that together we take thought beyond that which it has been before. It is our desire that while we are chewing together, and as you are focused and hearing and pondering but focused and hearing, that the consistent offering from us of the vibration that is at the frequency of your source, that by your attention, by listening and focusing, your vibration will raise to the point that you are so in sync with your broader knowing that what we know, you too will know. That's what expansion is all about. It is our absolute knowing that you will present to us here, both verbally and vibrationally, questions and focus upon situations that will insist on expansion. And even as we are visiting together, expansion in the form of vibrational rockets will take place all over this room. And the vortex, which is your vortex of creation, which is the culmination of all of those rockets that you send off, and this vortex of creation that we are collectively adding to here today, it will expand right before our very beingness. And then together we will focus from within inside the vortex on the solutions to the problems, to the questions, to the answers. And not only will all that is expand as a result of this delicious co-creative experience, but it is our expectation that your higher frequency will allow you immediate reception of the expansion. That's what makes it so much fun. In other words, when you ask for something, when you want something, we often say, are you knowing what you are wanting? And when you know what you are wanting, but you are not a vibrational match to it, that desire is frustrating at best and irritating later and depressing at most. In other words, when you really want something and you can't figure out how to find a frequency that matches it, then it feels like the entire universe is beating up on you. You want to know where your frequency is. Jerry and Esther had a really fun experience as they left San Antonio a day or two ago, because they stopped at the first Starbucks they could find, which was 3.2 miles from their house. Esther said, I think I need refreshment. How about you? And they stopped, and a man was driving past them, and he came so close to their car while they were in the drive-thru that Esther was watching him rather than watching what she was doing, and she drove right past the order window. But not far enough past it that the person behind could reach it, so the people inside weren't talking to anyone because Esther had messed it all up. So Esther pulled forward as far as she could and went to the window, the girl in the car behind, and she said, I've really messed things up. So will you pull forward so that I can order? And then I'll tell them that you're going to place the order too, so we can get this important Starbucks excursion back on track. And the girl was very pleasant. And so when Esther got to the window, she paid for their drinks and for the girl behind her's drinks as well. And then Esther remembered, hey, how about that? It's Pay It Forward Day. And here we are. I didn't even think about it consciously. And here the universe has queued me up so that I have no choice if I'm going to be a good citizen other than to pay it forward. And so Esther paid for their drinks and off they went. And they weren't 10 miles on the road. Then Jerry sees on the other side of the freeway going towards San Antonio while they were going away from it, a truck loaded with everything that this family had broken down on the side of the road. And there were like 10 people all scurrying around. Clearly they'd been there for a while. And Jerry said, I think we should go back and see if we can help them. At least we can give them some money so that someone can help them. And so they went back, and Jerry gave them a fistful of 20s and a 6-pack of water, and told them that this is Texas and people are really, really nice here. And someone will be along shortly. He is certain. So then Jerry and Esther get back on the freeway going the other way. And then Jerry thinks about his friend who is a mechanic who is retired, who lives like 10 miles from there. Let's call Dave. Dave can go rescue them. So they called Dave, and Dave said yes, he would go. And Jerry said, and we want to pay for whatever it costs for a tow truck or whatever. And Dave said, no. This one's on me. And then they began driving a little bit. And Esther said, look at that. We paid it forward again without even thinking about it. And then Dave paid it forward without us even thinking about it. And so they went on their way, and their hearts are singing. It was fun to co-create in this meaningful way. And then the next morning, when they woke up in El Paso and went out to start their new Cadillac Escalade, it would not start. And Esther stood in the parking lot and said to us and whoever's listening, I didn't mean pay that forward. I thought we were only paying forward the good stuff. And we are teasing them because whatever it is that you focus upon, they spent a good deal of time on that drive talking about people breaking down on the side of the road. Esther wondered all day long if Dave had actually gotten there to rescue. And he was held up waiting for something, so he didn't get there for a very long time. And then when he got there, they were already on their way. And so Jerry and Esther had speculated about this all day, every day. Do you think it might have been active in their vibration? Pay it forward. That's what law of attraction says. We will yield to you what's active in your vibration all day, every day. What's coming to you mimics largely what's active in your vibration right now. In other words, and we mean this in the most loving way, you can't get away from you. Because you are a continuing projection or projector of that which you are feeling. What you are feeling is what you are projecting. So now Esther is pondering all of this. She just loves these juicy real-life experiences that cause her to contemplate the laws of the universe in relationship with the way they're playing off her life. And she is sitting and thinking about thinking, and got on a string of sort of unpleasant thoughts due to an email that she had just read. And then she said to us, Abraham, what's up with this? I really want to control my thoughts. And we said, Esther, do not ever try to control your thoughts. Control your vibration. Control your vibration, because your vibration is the signal that summons the thoughts. So it is your mood that you're wanting to keep an eye on. If your mood is despondent, or if your mood is frustrated, or if your mood is overwhelmed, your mood, which indicates your emotions, indicate your vibration, and your vibration is what it is, and what it is summoning to it thoughts that match it. So it's not even possible really to control your thoughts once they get going. A friend said to us one day in a gathering like this, Abraham, it feels like my thoughts are thinking me. And we say, it feels that way, but really what's happening is you thought, you focused, you activated a vibration, and now that vibration is summoning things that match it. So if you jump in the middle of this, and rather than saying, I'm going to control a thought from a place where the thought that you're thinking isn't very pleasant, any control that you try to apply to that negative thought only adds more to that negative thought. But if instead you are saying, rather than controlling my thoughts, I'm going to control my vibration because I care about how I feel. And then you sort of sneak in the back door by thinking about how you like to feel, by remembering how feeling good does feel. By finding the thought about the feeling, next you will find the feeling. And as soon as you find the feeling, thoughts will gravitate to that feeling that are the kind of thoughts that you want to think. Doesn't that make perfect sense to you? So, now you know everything we know. Fly, little birds, and practice. Jerry and Esther were introduced to Angry Birds on the computer. At first it was fly, little birds, fly, and then it was kill those little pigs, kill those little pigs. And Esther said one night, I'll be in a little bit, and 2 hours later, she is still flinging birds with this computer app. She said, I'm not sure that this is the way to foster the most loving feeling within me. And then the next day she got on the freeway. She was on her way to meet her daughter and their children. And a dump truck got on the freeway right ahead of her and flung in her direction through the wind and its velocity a box. It flew right over Esther's car. And Esther thought, oh no, I'm the pig. And then 2 minutes later, she is taking an exit, and the car in front of her clipped an orange cone, which flew over Esther's car. And Esther said, I've got to stop playing that game. I've got flinging things active in my vibration. And we want you to know that as funny as that is, it's accurate. Whatever you spend your time doing, however you feel while you're doing it, in other words, at first it was fun, but there was this one window that Esther must have flung 5,000 birds and still had not accomplished what she had set out to do. And we have to say it was not joyful when they all went down. You don't know what we're talking about unless you've been flinging birds, but you get the idea. In other words, you want to pay attention to the way you feel, because the way you feel, the way you're feeling indicates your vibration, and your vibration indicates your point of attraction. And your point of attraction is evidenced to you by the thoughts you're thinking. It's evidenced to you by the people who are coming to you. It's evidenced to you by the experiences that you're having. You are the creator of your own experience because you are the thinker of thoughts, but let's point it in a more powerful way. You are the constant generator of your vibrational point of attraction. And everything that's happening in your life is happening in response to that. And isn't it nice that you get 2 forms of dramatic feedback to let you know where you're at? The first is the way you feel, which is your indication of what your vibrational attitude is. And the next is things that are flung in your direction. Because nothing is really flung. It looks like they're being flung at you, but really they're being summoned by you. They're being invited by you. They're being asked for by your vibration. Because there is no law of flinging. There is no law of flinging. There is no law of assertion. There is no law of somebody else doing anything to you. There is no injustice. There is only a practiced vibration that a lot of times you've practiced without even know you've been practicing it. When you watch the news and the news shows you a distorted view of problems around the world, you allow the news to train your frequency. It trains you away from your vortex. It trains you away from your inner being. It trains you away from all things that you want. So we think it's a good idea to make a decision. We certainly would if we were standing in your physical shoes, to do something that trains our frequency into the vortex. In other words, what could I do that would cause me right now to practice a higher vibrational frequency? And the way to practice a higher vibrational frequency is to care about your mood and then do anything you can that improves your mood. That really is the easiest way to go about it. If you are feeling pretty good and you want to improve your mood, focus specifically on things you like, and that rampage of appreciation will improve your mood. But if you're depressed and you try to do a rampage of appreciation, it will backfire on you because you're not close enough to what you're really reaching for, and the effort from outside the vortex will not give you what you want. Are you following?